So about an hour ago, there was a big update that is going to change how sagas work in every format. This change is going to go into effect when the Final Fantasy set comes out, and I'm just going to summarize it for you as quickly as I can. Up until this change, the way things worked is that if a saga lost all of its abilities, the rules would consider it as having more lore counters on it than the number of chapter abilities it had, and it would be sacrificed to state-based effects. It counted it as having 0 because it lost all of them. But because we're now getting saga creatures, and it's way easier to make a creature lose its abilities, WotC wanted to make a change to that. For example, if you have a saga creature with 1 or more lore counters on it and it loses all of its abilities, it won't gain any more lore counters by the usual turn-based action until it gains its abilities back again, and it won't be sacrificed due to the state-based action. So this has a few different implications. One big one that people are already talking about is Urza's Saga, which, if you scroll down to the comprehensive rules on here, says if it loses all of its chapter abilities but is still a saga, perhaps due to a card like Blood Moon, it will be immediately sacrificed. That is no longer going to be true. And also in Standard Tidebinder is a very common card, which would have previously removed all the abilities from a saga creature, and then it would have died state-based effects. Now that isn't going to work that way, which makes these a lot more viable in Standard. I'm sure there'll be a lot more examples that show up as time goes on, especially because there's a lot of other sagas that are played in formats like Commander and lots of different corner cases. This is important information to know though, whether you're playing the pre-release or if you're updating your new Commander deck. I hope this was helpful. Tell me what you think in the comments, and I'll see you next time.